Welcome to TikTok Live. Have fun interacting with the host and other viewers in real time. And remember to create a safe viewing experience by following our community guidelines. We are live on TikTok and we're live on YouTube as well. Let's see who's going to pop on first. It's Jaxed, TP24. What's up, Jax? You are #1 today. Thanks for joining us, my friend. Welcome aboard. Move on down. Make room for anybody else who comes on. Filter 1981. Short and tall of it. All. Thanks for joining, people. It's Wednesday Night Live. He blinded me with science. Nice name. Love that. Love seeing the usernames. I am on YouTube, so if you're there, give me a shout out, and I'll see if I can. There they are. See if I can get the comments come. Quantum of Silence. John Shannon, Realtor. Welcome aboard, everybody. Make room for your friends. Move on down. Grab the handhold if you have to, and let people pile on the train. All aboard! That's right. It's Wednesday night. It's time to get rolling again. Hit me up with your questions, your comments, anything you want to talk about. A lot of stuff going on this week. A lot of wacky shit. There always is when you look on Reddit for for shit to talk about from the Christian right, or even the Christian middle, and sometimes even the Christian left. Real Estate Denver. Love it. Real Estate Denver. SD Bristol. Someone I missed. I'm sorry if I missed you. I'd love to give everybody a toot out. And sometimes they go, why don't they stay? The comments stay. And you can scroll back. JCBA 2238. Thanks for joining, my friend. You ready to ride the train? Thanks, Quantum of Silence. I love it. 1973, something. Stop. Join. Scotty, join. 1973, join. Marjorie Conover. Sauce Kitchlin. Masking something. Tools too deep. Why am I up for they're going by so fast. Thanks so much for joining, you guys. Farmer Cook. Beach Bum. Holy Walker. Matt Shear. Holy Walker. CM5228. Jilly Bean. TikTok PMW. Topher Samba. Maverick Chocolate. Babe Ballo. Saber LMAO. Did I miss you? I'm sorry. Don't cry. I love you so much. I miss it, and I've missed more. There's my girl. The Danish dumpling is on board with us. That is Vader in the back. I was wondering if someone was going to notice. Somebody noticed that last time. What's happening? Stop. Thanks for being here, man. Notice you. I will notice you. You're gorgeous. Saber LMAO. That's laugh my ass off, folks. In initial speak. What's up? Are you guys up on all the kids' abbreviations for shit? I have to Google one every once in a while. Figer Carb. XXX as is XXX. Matt Black. What's up? Atheist. Yes. With an EI though. I spell my atheist. Nidalin. I'm just teasing you. I know it's an easy typo to make. Hugs from the Danish dumpling. That's right. Who doesn't want to line up for some of that? You beating it right now? No, I wish. What's up? Benjamin Campney joined. Thanks for joining. As always, there is no spitting, no loud radios, and no preaching on the train. You're sick from the vid, been watching Star Wars? Oh my God, yeah, get off of that. That's a lot in a row. You need to take a break if you're going to do a Star Wars. You're doing like a Star Wars marathon. That's cool. I love that. If you do get caught preaching, you get the conductor's whistle, and the moderator will kick you right off the train. We don't want any people here trying to do dirty work against us, So you can't do that. You can come. You can be respectful. We got a lot of people who love to learn, love to chat, love to ask me questions that I'm going to be goofy about, and that's awesome. But if you're here to just troll, just to be a troll, you're going to get launched. What's up, former preacher? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for joining us, man. Good to see you. Scott Irish prick. Are you Scottish or Irish or both? You're a prick. JROD096. Thanks. You love the shirt? It's the dude abides, man. Because the Lord doesn't abide. The dude abides. Dudism is the way, my friend. Jimmy Jet 54. Been a minute. What's up? Been a minute and Jimmy Jet. Love you both. Thanks for joining. Life coach for all. Sudhir Patel. What's up, man? I haven't seen you. Infinite rubbish. My guy. Kupa. What's up, Kupa? User a lot of numbers join. Who else is here? Dallas Wade. I see you on YouTube. I'm trying not to neglect the YouTube. We're up for now on YouTube, and I am flying solo tonight. Producer Jay of Atheist Animated is his channel. If you haven't joined Atheist Animated, then join him for some fun. Thank you all so much for joining. I love to make sure that that I thank everybody. We really appreciate your input and your time here. We know you could be doing anything. There's a lot of trains you could ride, but you ride mine. And I love it. You're currently trying a slip knot. To do what with? Thoughts on the Epicurean paradox? I've been reading up a lot on it lately. Yeah, it's a pretty obvious one to me. The existence of evil, right? That's a big one. When you read that, you're like, yeah, duh. How could that be wrong? And how could anybody really argue with that? It's everybody familiar with the Epicurean paradox? If God is willing but not able to vanquish evil, then he's not all powerful. If he's able but not willing, then he's malevolent. If he's neither willing nor able, then why call him God? If he's willing and able, then why do we have evil? So, it's a really simple way to look at it, I think. I must want to work for the railroad. I don't know. I hear people say it sucks, man. Thanks for that, though. Big Mo 10. Yeah, if you've not been here before, this is the brand. Where the Atheist Underground is a psychological emancipation railway. It's a virtual railroad, taking your mind to places it was too weak to go by itself. I don't really do a lot of that. I just thought it sounded cool. Mostly it's my listeners who come up with ideas that get me going on some thoughts. So yeah, that's what the train whistle and the train hat is about. It's not just because I look great in the train hat or that I want to work for the railroad. But I do have toy railroads. I have some trains here that we put together sometimes and we smash stupid comments underneath them. Gonna do some more of that. I've got some lined up. Takes more than just me to film those though, and I haven't had producer Jay. He's been busy, He does like magic acts and some stuff on the side. Besides being like a videographer, he does like balloon animals. He those guys that twist balloons and stuff, and he does like magic acts, and he's pretty good. He's a pretty good showman. He was actually on Jay Leno. That's big time, right? Back in the day. But yeah, I do got some of those videos coming, so stay tuned for those. They're a lot of fun. The Dienda paradox. Don't know what that is, my friend. Dienda. I'll add that to the list. Dienda paradox. Thank you. So this is what I'm talking about. Like I know a lot of things, but I feel like listeners come up all the time with cool stuff that I don't know what it is. And that's how we learn, my friends. If you can't learn every day, then you're not living, my friend. You're not living. I found to have a lot less fear when I truly stopped believing. Did you experience that? Yeah, you know what? It's been so long that I don't really remember that. And people express that all the time, and I'm glad for them. It makes sense. But I do remember being guilty. Like the first time I had sex at 16 or 17, I was already like kind of over Christianity, but that lingering guilt was there, and I was like, that's but it didn't take me too long to get over that, and I don't really recall the process. If it was just maturing, but coming out of atheism was pretty smooth, or coming out of Christianity was pretty smooth for me. I didn't have like a rocky road of deconversion and a lot of suffering and all that. So, that guilt is so far in the past that I don't even remember it, man. But I'm really glad that when I see that, that people like feel that freedom. They feel that relief of, no one watching and nothing to be afraid of. So good for you, man. Infinite Rubbish says a friend of mine attended a baptism last week. Sad stuff. Yeah. Did you see me on Burning Eden? Thanks. Atheist Chico. Listen to the Burning Eden podcast that I was a guest on. That was a fun time. Those guys are pretty funny. They love to laugh. Everything is silly to them, and you can't help have fun when you're on a show like that with a couple of hosts. They're just so happy. So those guys are great. Listen to the Burning Eden podcast. No Honey Roll Scrolls. Honey Scrolls. Yeah. I am proud to be a gay Christian boy. Why would you want to be Christian and gay? Christianity is anti-homosexual. The Bible is anti-homosexual. Why do you hang on to that? Just interested, not trying to jam you up, man. Austin Murphy, Ronald Height, Matt 255225. Thanks for joining. And I know a bunch of you have joined, and I didn't get a toot out to you, but love you all. Jess Lynn, what's up, baby? JP Dex, JD Pex, New King Gur. Looking around, seeing not. Your mom goes to college. Man, always shagged a funeral for the dead. That's a cool name. What else we got? Air J Shoes. Tommy Ann. Thanks for joining, you guys. Come on. It's Wednesday night, and we do this every Wednesday at 8 o'clock. The last time I was here, someone asked about the fine-tuning theory, and I glossed it over. Thanks, Big Mo. Appreciate you. I glossed over that and got as I do, if you know me, if you listen to me, somebody will give me something to talk about, and I'll start getting sidetracked, or I'll see another comment, and that'll give me an idea, and then I'll get off the topic. So if you have a question that you don't want me to forget, put it in the question mark, the box at the bottom of the screen there. If you're a follower, you'll see a dialog box with a question mark in it, and that will that'll make it stay there. You don't have a lot of characters to do it in, but I don't like missing anybody, and I did miss talking about I keep forgetting the name, the fine-tuning theory, and this is basically just intelligent design, right? In disguise. The idea of fine-tuning is that the conditions for life on Earth are so precise and so rare in the universe that any little other thing that had gone wrong in terms of any of the atmosphere, the water that we have, the temperature, any of these little things go wrong and we wouldn't be here. That's evidence of God. No, that's evidence that there's like billions of fucking stars out there. It's like a monkey at a typewriter. There's so many star systems out there that it was bound to happen somewhere. So yeah, I don't give any credence to the fine-tuning theory. That's again, it's just wishful thinking. What do you think about the social aspect of religion that atheists end up missing in their community? I think it's on, if you miss that, and let me find out. Give a shout out. That was Banner 676. Thanks for the question. It's an issue for people who want that community. I think a lot of atheists don't. They don't care. Hello from Malaysia. Hey, Jimmy. What's up? But if you do, then just start one. Start an atheist community. Start there's Sunday Assembly. That's an atheist church. Basically, it's not terribly popular in the States, but there are some, and it was bigger in London and in England for at least for a while. I don't know if it's still going, but they struggle to get attendance because a lot of atheists just don't care. They don't miss the community. If you're coming out of religion, I get it, and you miss the that's what church was for me in the end. It was community, to see my friends on Sunday. But my advice would be that if you really miss that about religion and you're coming out of religion and you're like, what about the community that I missed? Then start a community. There's more of us than you think, and if you're a cool guy, you'll get them to come out and join you. Any thoughts on creatures that survive and thrive on high pressure below the deepest ocean? Yeah, evolution is an amazing thing, right? And that that gives you the idea that life probably evolved in different ways on different planets. To me, if there's other planets out there, with different fine-tuning elements, maybe it's completely covered with water, and every piece of life on it has to be under that much water and has to have evolved to take the pressure. So, it just adds to my intrigue when it comes to the beauty of the Earth and the billions of years that went into the diversity that we see. Really, really incredible. I love all that stuff. There's a lot of atheist groups on Meetup. Yeah, atheist groups like Meetup, and I'm not sure why. I pay for one, and it hardly gets used, especially since COVID. That killed the shit out of Meetup, didn't it? Community isn't the pub next door to the church. Infinite Rubbish says, isn't the pub next door to the church. You get one for that, man. That's funny. Why do you believe that God is real? I don't believe that. There's a bunch of atheist groups online. Yeah, online is good, but the guy's talking about the actual physical community that church gives you, and I think a lot of people do miss that. Man. That's a fairly common complaint about atheism, but that's not a reason to be a believer. I mean, if you're going to church for the community, then go enjoy the community, and and fuck the message, or take what you want out of the message, but fuck the supernatural part. Who knows? Oh, you're asking Moon? I don't know. This is God. Hello. Where you been, man? I win. 096. Nice. What's up, dude? What's with the childhood cancer everywhere, God? Since you're here. Maybe air looks like water for some other creature, like we see fish underwater. Yeah, maybe. I think it probably does to fish here. Because he is the only explanation for how everything came to be. Why is it a he? Again, it's just a product of the patriarchal Abrahamic faiths that you were indoctrinated into. It's actually the least plausible explanation if you actually pay attention to the people who study these things. Chad Zendna, hey! Big toot out for the Chadster. What's up, man? How you been? Yeah, that's just to me that's just lazy thinking when you think that God's the only explanation for how everything came to be, and then there's millions of experts out there who can explain to you how everything came to be. You're just choosing not to believe that for which there is evidence in favor of your own preconceived conclusion, the myth that is God. And it's really insulting to scientists. It's really insulting to people who spend their lives studying something, to just have like a layperson be like, well, that couldn't possibly be true because I got this book that a bunch of Hebrew scribes cobbled together years ago, and that's got to be better. That's got to be more correct than your like endless hours of study and computations and calculations and evidence. Yeah, what a joke. The Magic Coke can made everything. Why? It's just gotta be, duh. The Magic Coke can. I was a big Coke drinker. Love Coke. Had to give it up. Thoughts on ego death? Ego death. Man, I should know what that is. You can fill me in. Cultman6 asks. Thanks for joining. Joshua Kerensky. And a bunch of people who went by that I didn't see. Brett134. Love all you guys. You guys know Oliver Niehaus? He's back. He's our guy from Milwaukee. He's right up the road here. He's got like 1 million followers and he disappeared, You guys know anything about that story? I don't know why I bring it up. I'm not really a gossip, but I really like the kid. And it's amazing that he's 18 and he can articulate the shit that he does, but he like disappeared for a minute because of some shenanigans online, and now he's back. So I'm happy. Just didn't know if anybody, because the only evidence that I had for why he went away was like an obvious dude with an agenda, like a conservative who hated the way the kid thought and was like gloating, like Schadenfreude style, about why he left. But if anyone knows any real story, they can clue me in. I wouldn't mind. I wish the world would give atheists peace a shot just once. What's that? Atheist peace? J Doobie Wooby. What's up, Doobie? I have, and it doesn't exist. Can hardly be defined. You're new here? What do you do? We just we talk about whatever people want to talk about. Honestly, this is the Atheist Underground, and we're here to create community for non-believers and secular people, and we're here to air our grievances maybe, and just talk some crazy shit. I like to answer questions. I like to be surprised with topics, and I like to hear the shit that comes out of my mouth when I answer a random question. So yeah, that's what's up. What's up with you? There must have been a creator for everything. No, common mistake. I believe in dog. Dog saved my soul. Who doesn't love dogs, man? Who doesn't fucking love dogs? Never trust anybody who doesn't like dogs or who the dog doesn't like. Okay, you guys with that, man? If there's a dog doesn't like somebody, that's probably because they're a shitty person. Ego death is what can happen during trips taking certain drugs. Oh, okay. Well, I probably have experienced it then at some point. You want to talk crazy? What about our country is doomed? Yeah, maybe. I think the Catholic Church will ever come clean about its dodgy past. No, I think they've exhibited that they won't come clean, and it's up to us to make them come clean. And it's up to governments who they've committed crimes in the countries of to enforce the law on people. They're not above the law, but religion, as we know, gets a break. I was reading how religious exceptionalism is being upheld in the shadow docket of the Supreme Court. And the shadow docket I didn't know anything about. It's kind of emergency measures, or like quickie measures that come through and come up in front of the court, and then they just kind of get passed, and they don't get a lot of airtime or a lot of press because it's happening after hours or on short skeleton crew of conservative judges. There's only a few of them, and like all this little stuff that gets passed in the shadow docket has been like all that religious exceptionalism. Basically making it illegal for people to be bigoted against gays or to not cover whatever abortion in their health, whatever it is. It's basically just a license for these assholes to be fucking bigots and haters. It doesn't have anything to do with the civic good. Hey, from KC, what's up, Kristen? They're in it too. Who's in it? Dogs are innocent, unlike mankind. I found my train was from Camp 18. What's Camp 18, man? I've been bitten by a dog 3 times now. I fear some dogs. They can smell fear, but I'm a good guy. Are you? That's weird. Maybe you just taste good, dude. Chad, poor Chad. I know you can't run. I mean, if you're getting bit by dogs because you're turning around and running, then that's your fault. You can never, ever run from a dog. Who has the fastest train in the world? I don't know. The Japanese? I don't know. You tell me. The Germans? It's not us. That's for goddamn sure. Holy macaroni. What's up, y'all? Freckle Warrior. I know that name. Tortuga Nevada joined. Da RLA 253 joined. Thanks for joining, everybody. And I am on YouTube. I haven't forgotten about you. I keep on looking over here to see who's watching on YouTube and who's got a question. And of course, there's not very many. Join us on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed on YouTube, please do. It's in the bio. You can hit the camera icon for Instagram, and it'll drop down, and you can add us both on the gram and on the tube. I've been on these Christians lives, and I was told I can't love my girlfriend because gay relations are well, if you go on a Christian live, why would you do that? Fun with toasters. Are you lesbian? Yeah, your girlfriend and you are getting hammered by Christians on the live. What do you expect? I mean, that's Christianity is the home of homophobia. Did I take the vaccine? Of course I took the vaccine. Only a fucking moron would not take a free vaccine to a nasty disease. And I'm not like, I believe that the media has overplayed the danger, but you know, we're never going to get rid of the fucking thing if people don't get their vaccine and get ourselves to herd immunity. It's not a hoax, believe it. A buddy of mine had COVID and he still can't breathe right from it. So I've never been a guy who worries that much about it. I don't get sick that much. I don't know. Even when my kids were little, I don't get the colds and crap like that very often. I think that has a lot to do with it. And as time goes by, we end up as a society like overweeningly in a maudlin way trying to take care of every last person. But I'm not an anti-vaxxer. Like, this is how we got rid of polio. This is how we got rid of smallpox. This is how we got rid of a billion diseases. And now all of a sudden we got 50% of the country's like, it's this conspiracy and they're trying to shoot you up. If the fucking government had their shit together that well, they could solve the fucking world's problems. The government can't even track its own soldiers with technology. It's silly to think that they could pull off a conspiracy like this. So yeah, of course I got my vaccine. The Tuskegee experiment. I'm not big into the whole, is that the Tuskegee Airmen, right? I don't really know that story, to be honest with you. Exactly, it makes no sense why people are being. So yeah, it's identity politics. It's all fear mongering. The big lies from the big liar, and evangelical preachers out there telling you. And one of them just died, man. And get this fucking asshole. Texas GOP official H. Scott Apley mocked COVID days before he died of it. Only in Texas, man. You know, I'm sorry for his family, but what an idiot. This dude literally regularly advocated for anti-vaccine and anti-mask views online, has died of COVID-19 5 days after posting a meme on Facebook questioning the wisdom of being inoculated against COVID. And this comes up every day. I see an article like this every fucking day. There's some asshole somewhere who thinks that it's not going to get them, thinks that there's no reason to get a vaccine, and then fucking next thing you know, they're fucking dead from it. Yeah. Fox. Does anyone do you watch Fox? That's what a joke. Fox News, she's talking about. This pandemic has shown how many stupid people are in this day. We knew that before, believe me. People sus of vaccines, meanwhile, oblivious to Facebook, NSA track. Yeah, I mean, if you got a cell phone, they're already tracking your ass. If that's what they're about, they don't need a fake fucking vaccine. You know, it gives me the fact that they came up with a vaccine that fast gives me faith in the medical industry and what they can actually do when they put their minds to it. And of course, there's like evil shit at work, and there's graft, and there's people making money off of this, and they don't necessarily want it to end, so they can have something to blame on other shit. So I'm not like Mr. Super left-wing liberal, where I don't think that there's any validity to any of the complaints that the other side has. I just try to use my own fucking brain. And if you see this fucking virus and you see what it could do to you, even if you seem healthy, why take the chance? Get the fucking vaccine. You get a flu vaccine, right? If you're my age, I've never gotten one, but people get them all the time, and they're not like crying about that. The government can be shooting you up with anything. If that's the way you're going to be about it, why did you vaccinate your kids? We know it works. That's why we know it works. Stupid. And we need herd immunity. And people are like, my ex-wife is an anti-vaxxer, and she'll say in the same sentence that oh, the vaccine is, of course it's not over. Of course there's Delta variants. They don't want it to go away. Biden needs to get elected to a second term. This is all part of the plan. It's never going to go away. But then she won't get the vaccine to make it go away. So it's like, which side are you going to be on? It's just, and she's a risk manager somewhere, but won't take a vaccine. What kind of a risk manager is that? I know a former ultramarathoner who was totally healthy, who caught it and can barely walk to the end of the driveway now. Yeah, for sure. It'll fuck you up, man. And I try to be smart. I've always tried to be smart. I don't touch, even way before COVID, I don't like to go touching the hard surfaces where I know every other motherfucker touches. All right. When I go to the Super America down the road, or Speedway, or the gas station, and I know people are coming in and out of the door, you look at the door. The handle on the door has the paint wore off, where virtually 90% of the people grab it because they're right-handed, right? And a little bit on the other side, on the opposite side. Grab it somewhere else with your pinky finger. Don't grab right there. Just use your fucking brain. Why do I want people breathing on me anyway? Masks. Who's an anti-masker? I don't want your nasty snot on me anyway. COVID or no COVID. So stay the fuck out of my fucking personal space and don't gob on me. Yeah, the gas pump. That's a good point. The gas is probably so toxic and nothing could live on it for long. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. Don't touch shit that that a million people touch. And that's not just for COVID. That's just for getting any motherfucking thing. I know fat people who still eat at McDonald's. I got to give you one for that, man. Yeah, McDonald's. Ugh. I'll do breakfast once in a while at McDonald's. Who doesn't love a hash brown? But yeah, eating a lot of McDonald's, it's just not recommended, man. There's no future in it. I haven't been sick at all since the mask. I want them to stay forever. Then you can wear a mask. And people have been wearing masks in Asia forever. Trusting that the government has the public's interest at heart is absurd. Yeah, I don't trust anything on faith like that, But you need to look at what you're really fucking talking about here. Watch the guy pull down his mask, sneeze into the air, and pull it back up like. What? Oh my God, that's what we're dealing with in America. Hey, man, you didn't mention me. We wear a mask, man. I got personal freedoms. Yeah, your freedoms don't extend to you killing people with your fucking gob. C-Baller 06. CJ Baller. What's up? Are you a baller, my friend? It's Starbucks. I don't even go in at Starbucks, man. God, I hate it. It's like where Karen lives, right? At Starbucks. When I see the people lining up to go to Starbucks to pay literally like 10 times more than we pay for gasoline in America, it makes me ill to get like a sugar and cream and coffee, because Starbucks is like, Starbucks coffee sucks, man. It's over roasted and burnt. If you like black coffee, you're like in the minority, so you never know. If you like putting 10 flavors, 10 things of sugar and 10 things of cream in there, you're not going to taste the shitty coffee that they're selling you is like really special coffee. There's like a room full of people tasting it, and it's all, I'm like, you people need better fucking taste, because all this shit tastes the same. It tastes like it stayed in the fucking pot too long. And I like good hard coffee. Yeah, Dunkin' coffee is way better than fucking Starbucks. McDonald's coffee is as good as Starbucks coffee. I hate Starbucks. So what brings you joy, my friend? Nothing brings me joy. I'm a grumpy old man. I had to quit weed and I had to quit Coca-Cola. So nothing gives me joy. I love life. I get joy out of everything. Honestly, I'm a happy guy. I'm happy wherever I am, and I like most people that I meet. So yeah, I don't know. Did I make it to the comic book convention? It was GalaxyCon. I was there. Yeah, I did, and it was crazy. It was like, do I want to be here with COVID and everything? But I'm like, yeah, I'm vaccinated. I had a mask with me in case I really ended up getting in someone's face. But it was well attended. That's for sure. On Saturday, there was a lot of people there, man. But it was pretty well moderated, I guess. I mean, there was, not a lot of people up in each other's shit, and a lot of people had masks on, even in North Carolina. You would love to debate me? Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for being respectful. I mean, like I said, we don't mind Christians coming on here. We get them all the time. I'm not into debates. It's like debating people who aren't going to change their mind. I don't know why you'd want to debate me. You're not going to convince me. I've heard every fucking thing. I'm not interested in debates. But thanks, Sally Christian. Give you a $2 for being here. Yeah, the old percolator coffee. You dating yourself, my friend? My dad never gave up his percolator. Still uses it. And yeah, I do miss those days. You miss cons, yeah. And I think the people at the con missed the cons because there was a fucking zillion people at this con, and they were done up, man. They had their costumes on. It was Galaxy Con, so it was everything, sci-fi and futuristic. A lot of anime. And I guess it's kind of a coverall, like a lot of those things are. You can come dressed as anything you want, really, when you go to one of those things. I'm an optimist. I think I've always felt like I'm an optimist. I really think that humankind will get over religion. I know someone asked. I think that's in the question. Let me look. How long do you think Christianity will continue? I don't know. We could probably extrapolate the curve. The downward curve is evident, and it's a 20-year curve. And the way that they act is only ensuring that less and less people are going to be attracted to it. So there'll always be cults, I think, of Christians. Always, probably. You'll never really get rid of all of that, but a couple more years and or a couple more decades, couple more, maybe another century. I don't know. We're not going to live to see it, I don't think. But Lennon will be proved right. John Lennon will be proved right. Christianity will die and follow. What's up, Linksy Fox? Hey, sweetie, where you been? Love that girl. They call it programming for a reason. At least this time they didn't program people for war. Jesus is a sham. What is coffee? What is cowboy coffee? I don't know, man. Did someone mention cowboy coffee? I missed it. Religion is massively less popular in younger people. I think religion will thin out into it will. It already is. If you break it down, the non-religious people all taken together are starting to edge towards the majority. If you count us all together. I think COVID made people realize that they have time and more money when churches shut down. Yeah, maybe, man. Just finished watching the new Netflix documentary. Pray. Thanks for bringing that up. Pray Away. Are you gay, Linksy? I bet it was tough to watch. Gay or straight, that stuff makes you itchy, man, when you see that bullshit. So, but I do want to watch that one, and I think it will. So thanks for bringing it up. It was a tough watch, but was it good? Do you believe what do you think of the afterlife? No, there is no afterlife. It's coffee made over a fire. Let the ground settle to the bottom and drink the top. Oh yeah, all right. That's right. You're bisexual. That's cool. Double your chances, baby. I love that. Mega churches are insane. Televangelists are the epitome of snake oil salesmen. Yeah, those people don't believe it. Those people are all in it to bilk people out of their money, take advantage of people. And become popular, they're megalomaniacs. They want to be demagogues. I think there are preachers out there that do and who really are in it for altruistic reasons. They want to preach to the community. They want to shepherd the flock. They want to bring people comfort in the way that they know how. So I don't get down on all preachers as charlatans, but yeah, the ones that are megachurch preachers that are making bank off it. Every last one of those dudes is a fucking snake oil salesman. You're absolutely right. Am I a movie director? No, thanks for bringing that up. That'd be awesome. I came up through theater. I didn't really do. We made films in high school as like an elective. You know what I mean? Like that was we could have done pottery. You could have done, metal shop, right? One of those things. And we did an independent thing. It wasn't really a group, but there was the theater guy had some stuff, and we made films and we made cartoons and we drew on the celluloid. We actually took out, frame by frame, drawn old school cartoons and then spliced them to the beginning of the movies that we showed on Saturday night at the prep school that I went to. We would get like second run movies in, and they were 16 millimeter copies of 32 millimeter films. And me and my buddies were projectionists. So we would run the movies on Saturday night, and we would stitch our animated cartoons to the front of those movies, like old style. And that was fun. We got to be actually really popular. We were dorks, man. No one liked us. But those things got to be really popular. Black Cat Claw. Hi, handsome. Hi, beautiful. What's up? You got to go, Chad? Thanks for stepping in, man. Love you, dude. What do you think happens when we die? It goes blank, like a TV. Lingering consciousness, DMT, some feelings, some euphoria maybe, and then it'll be just like before you were born. Did Buzz play golf on the moon? Did he? I don't know. I think he took a shot, didn't he? Wasn't that the deal? Good nerdy stuff, for real. That Kenneth Copeland Inside Edition interview was illuminating. Dude, that's a pretty evil stare. Didn't see that, man. Also gobsmacked a Christian when I pointed out the disciples couldn't have written the Gospels. Yeah, that's always rough for them, right? People don't even want to know, though. They don't want to know the history. And you know, there's no reason that you still can't know the actual history of the Bible and go ahead and use it in that way and be a Christian anyway. You know, you don't need, if you want to have faith, then why does that threaten you? Why does any of that threaten you? You know, we were all raised to know that stuff, but to believe that the people involved were well-meaning, divinely inspired people, which is obviously a load of shit too. And nobody tried to pretend that there was ever a Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. We know that those names didn't exist. Those were made up names by the people who wrote that shit or finished writing it. Choo choo! Oh yeah, because they're illiterate. That's a good point. Joel Osteen's net worth was variably reported to be $40 million and $60 million. Who does anybody not hate that guy? Ugh. I don't even like the way he looks, man. It's creepy. So you believe we went to the moon? Hey, we got a moon. We got a moon shot. Conspiracy theorist on board. Wait, I haven't heard that one yet, man. The ex-wife is on that fucking gig too, man, and it's so dumb, man. You know how much harder it would be to organize a conspiracy like that than to actually do it. It's dumb, and all you gotta do is really look into it and all the things that the conspiracy theorists bring up to say why it was good. It's all easily explained in a bunch of ways. So yeah, you a flat earther too, buddy? Yeah, Peter, John, and Paul. Yeah, I didn't go. I wish. It would be cool to be able to say that, wouldn't it? Howdy, Reading 79. Am I a school teacher? No. Thank you, Roberto Rodriguez. Robert Rodriguez. No, not a school teacher. I didn't have the patience for that, to work for that little bit of money, and then have to do all that fucking work, even with summers off. Both my parents were school teachers in the public school. Black Cat billionaires spent 20 years to go 60 miles. What? I don't know what that means. The lighting couldn't have been done back then. Maybe not. Yeah, the moon must be flat. We always see the same side. Yeah, that explains it, right? You remind me of the guy that Colossians 2:8 warns us about philosophy and vain deceit. You know what? The thing about the Bible is that the writers of the Bible weren't stupid, man. They weren't stupid. They were really, really smart. They knew that there would always be people who couldn't buy it because they knew what they were writing was unsustainable bullshit. So they wrote right in the Bible, there's going to be people who mock this. You mark our words. There's going to be people who mock this. And the Quran's the same way, right? You look out. There's going to be people who don't believe this shit, but it's still true. So dumb, man. They say the moon is 250,000 miles. So at this rate, we will be there in 2,000 years. Yeah, the writers of the Bible were master manipulators. That's exactly right. And I'm not even, I don't even want to go out on a limb and say that they were necessarily malicious. They might have had good intentions, but they knew what they were doing when they did it. They weren't like, wait, let's really figure out. Let's go find the witnesses. If there's any alive after 60 years, let's go find those witnesses that say they saw Jesus walking around after he died. No, there was none of that. They did what they could to fucking cobble together a new religion that they hoped would make it. And it worked out for them, right? They did a pretty good job. Thank you, Constantine, and all your nice conquering of Europe. There was a pic of the flat earth eclipsing the moon, and it was just a sliver. People don't even read yesterday's newspaper, yet they'll live life on a million-year-old book. Yeah, that's a good point. Mark Duvian, but they don't read the book either, right? They just do what the preacher says, and that's why the mega churches are so popular. That's why the watered down mega church shit is. Hey, Gone Hunting, what's up? I just put my screen back on YouTube. I take it off of YouTube so I can look at my notes. I should probably open two windows. I got like a monitor that's a mile wide. Don't get mad at me. NASA says they don't have the technology anymore to go to the moon. Oh yeah, really? That's why they're sending rovers to Mars. Is that a hoax too? The Jews are closer to something that is logical. I feel like every religion is closer to something logical than Christianity. Every religion. It's ludicrous when you think about the mythological arc and what they're asking you to believe. And Hyperhumanity Merch. This guy breaks down that shit in a really good way. If you haven't watched his videos, watch his videos. And he did a video about how Christianity invented the disease, sin, and then they invented the cure, and then they scared you with the consequences of not taking the cure. So it's really like that. They made it all up for you. They made up a disease, convinced everyone that they all had the disease, and then magically they're the only ones with the cure. Basically bad. The Quran never fulfilled one prophecy. You obviously have not spent enough time studying the Bible. Is that for me? Okay, bud. You keep believing that if that's for me. Look up Don Pettit, NASA. Jews are supposed to question everything. The more we rip apart religion, the better Jews we are. Yeah, I get that. And that's one of the best things about Judaism. What's going on in Israel? One of the worst things. But it's probably not have a lot to do with Judaism anymore. Israel will claim my son's Olympic gold, but won't let him marry here. Yeah, this is someone who's upset. His mother not allowing him to marry in Israel since he is not considered Jewish. Oh, not because he's gay. I thought it was because he was gay. It's because he's not considered Jewish, so he can't get married in Israel. But Israel is going to claim his gold medal for Israel. Fuckers, man. What the hell? Oh, God. Excuse me. Get some shit in my teeth. How much of the Quran have you read, or are you just taking someone else's word for it? Sorry, you asked somebody else. Lean not on your own understanding is the most anti-intellectual statement. Well, the Bible is anti-intellectual, isn't it? I mean, that's really what we're talking about. And as Grumpy Jim says, science is ever so much more sophisticated than religious philosophy. So he just chuckled, when people come at you with the whole, somebody can't come from nothing. What created the Big Bang and what came before the Big Bang? Had to have a creator. It's like, you're speaking from the simplicity of your indoctrination. And physics is, a first level physics class is more sophisticated than the most sophisticated religion. So, you don't have to believe that if you don't want to, but that's the way it is. So, people who lean on the understanding that comes from a book that was, cobbled together by Hebrew scribes, and then, some Greek speaking gents later on to try to fill out and continue a story that's, basically, was unnecessary, anyway. If the Jews read the Old Testament in a way that is so radically different from the way that Christians read it, that it doesn't even make sense as a continuation story, if you look at it that way. So the whole thing is just, it falls apart under the slightest scrutiny. And again, if you're a happy Christian, then, you got to sleep at night like everybody. Just, keep it out of my fucking government, man. And stop telling people what to do, and keep it away from my kids, Are you talking about the King James version, the guy who burned people at the stake? You realize that King James didn't write the King James Bible, right? You understand that, right? Blokectomy, hope you were doing well too, my friend. What's up? Did you have your bloke removed yet? Religion caused so much conflict, Northern Ireland, Middle East, etc. Yeah, I mean, 100 Years' War. I mean, that's the way it goes. Muhammad spread Islam by making war on the entire peninsula. Reading the Bible creates more atheists than believers. Bible study is for those that can't think. Yeah, Bible study always kills me, right? It was like, let's look at the same old chapter again and see if we can't pry some new knowledge out of this ancient fucking verse that like 1 billion people have looked at and studied. What does God really mean here? What's Ezekiel? What's Habakkuk really saying with this? Let's dissect this. What a bunch of shit, man. Bible study is ridiculous. Keisha, baby, where you been? I was thinking about you today. How you doing? I'm glad I saw your name go by. Do I believe Jesus was a real person? You a real one, Jesus. You a real one. Not the biblical Jesus. I think maybe at best case he was the Jesus that we read about in the Bible was based on an archetype, based on a rabbi or a cult leader, a wandering ascetic preacher who had his own, version of how Judaism should be practiced. And there was probably a lot of guys like that. A lot of guys, no clothes, couch surfing all the time, and going around trying to gather a following, talking shit. The people who didn't have a reason to suspect otherwise. Apparently this was fascinating stuff back in the day. But I'm 50-50 on that. It's just as big of a chance that he never existed at all in any form. What are my thoughts on intelligent design? It's religion. Intelligent design is religious fantasy. It's been ruled as such by the Supreme Court. And if that's where your head's at, you're welcome to it. Again, it's something for Sunday school. It's something for parents to indoctrinate their children into, if that's their choice. As wrong as I think it is, I can't stop parents from raising their kids the way they want to. But if you're intellectually incurious enough to believe intelligent design, then that's just for people who don't want to know the truth. That's for people who want to confirm their preconceived conclusion. Intelligent design is a misnomer. There's nothing intelligent about the design. Evolution has created mistakes which get corrected, and sometimes they don't get corrected, or at least not that we can see, because it takes a long time. So, the idea that anything about what we have going on was designed by an all-powerful, all-knowing creator is patently ridiculous. If that were true, there would be no birth defects, there would be no mutations, there would be no nothing, none of it, and there'd be no need for circumcision, right? If you believe that God created us perfect, why are you cutting off the end of your wang, man, or your kid's wang? All that shit is just so dumb. Intelligent design. I really don't think God exists, especially when the animal kingdom exists. Okay. I'm not sure how that follows, but I love you. The Immaculate Conception thing is the biggest load of bull squat I've ever heard. Yeah. 2,000 different translations of the Bible, 40 of which book they read. Yeah, right. And every time they get a new version out, they take something else out. Now they're starting to change the slavery language. I read an article about that on one of the last lives I did, where the evangelicals are commissioning new versions of the Bible, and they whitewash them. They take out the stuff that people object to in order to try to sidestep their responsibility there, which is terrible. Gone Hunting, what's up, Gone Hunting? Love you, man. Hope you're still there. I know. I'm checking my people out on YouTube from time to time. Wow, 28 new messages. I'm sorry, I'm missing some of these, and I don't mean to. I'm not trying to slight you if I miss your question. Stick it in the question box if it fits. What are your thoughts of Isaiah chapter 45, property of King Cyrus, 200 years before? I'm not sure what that is. How do you think are the best atheists, secular thinkers of our time? People who make the most sense? Daniel Dennett, read Intuition Pumps. Hitchens was awesome. George Carlin. I love them all. Who don't I love? That's out there doing good for society by trying to get rid of superstition and mythology as a basis of knowledge. They're all fucking great. But yeah, those are my guys. Daniel Dennett and old Hitchens. May he rest in peace. What's up, Kev? How you doing, buddy? I didn't see you there. Kevin Rubix, my friend. Follow Kevin Rubix if you haven't, and follow non-crazy crazy cat lady before she gets blocked again from her rude commenting. I don't know. She's always doing something to get in hock. As is my new crush, A Sandwich. I tried to message her tonight to do a dual live, and she's not getting messages because of repeated violations of community guidelines. So I don't know. It's tough being an atheist on here. They got it in for us. And then the trolls gang up on us, and it makes it even worse. But I really do. If you don't think atheists are bigoted against, or are being what can't I figure out the word? Discriminated against, then try to be an atheist creator and watch how your shit gets ignored when people give you death threats. All right, Kev, almost at 1,000. Love it. And take down your videos for literally nothing when they're perfectly respectful videos. Who's my favorite saint? The Saint of the Taint. You guys like taints? It's difficult showing restraint for the sovereign saint of the taint. My favorite technique is a 4-finger tweak, and I've never yet had a complaint. That's a limerick for you, not non-religious, but one of my original dirty limericks about the taint. So yeah, that's my favorite saint of the taint. Are atheists sworn in before testifying in court? Yeah, I was, I had to, it wasn't court, but I had to do a deposition. And the guy asked me, he's like, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? And I said, I don't believe in God. And he went, do you swear to tell the truth? He was a cool guy, They like, didn't care. Mostly they don't care. They'll swear you in, but you don't have to swear on the Bible. You can just refuse to do that, and they'll swear you in a different way. In my experience, unless you're probably in Texas, in some small fucking town, where the judge does what he wants and shoots people if he wants to. Did you know they stole a goddess, sainted her? Who did? Who stole a goddess and sainted her? I miss the goddesses. That's the missing feminine, the missing divine feminine from Western religion is a crying shame, man. The stories are way, way, way more interesting, and the myths are way more fun when there's some hotties, some female hotties involved in the patriarchal traditions that we've been used to. Lilith and on down. The destruction of the divine feminine is one of the key pieces of literature that we've lost through religion, and it's really bad. Does universe independent? That doesn't make sense. World Dawa. What's up, World Dawa? Thanks for joining, man. I'll be on your YouTube if you guys give me the right notice. I really will. World Dawa is a Muslim creator, and they've got a channel called Hamza's Den on YouTube. And if you're interested in that, give him a shout out. The guy seems like a reasonable speaker when I've watched him, and they've asked me to be on. Yeah, I might do that. Like I said, I don't want it to be a debate, but I think they're just interested in my point of view. And that kind of stuff is cool. Oh yeah, Bridget. Yeah. I'm not surprised. They steal everything, don't they? And try to make it their own. I mean, they've stolen all our holidays. Yeah. Hamza's Den. Yeah. I gave you guys a plug. I have read the Bible, and it's not as immoral as people think by modern standards. Okay. Before European contact, Turtle Island was run by matriarchs. Yeah, man, that would be wonderful, wouldn't it? Jesus, I wish I could be run by a matriarchy for a little while, just for a change. You will be a believer one day. Okay, dude. Appreciate if you join tomorrow 9:30 UK time. Tomorrow, like 9:30 in the evening. Oh, see, that's work hours here. That's only 3:30 here. But I maybe I'll try, man. Send me the link, and maybe I'll try. Because I can maybe be here by 4. I might be a little late, maybe. But he goes, I think. We're talking about the ginger from England, right? He's the guy that's on Hamza's Den, right? Why do Catholic priests wear dresses? Are those really dresses? It's a frock. Listen to our limericks. That's a frock, my friend. But I guess it's just a synonym for dress, right? A frock. Do atheists have a jewelry design? I don't know. We got the A with the swoop, the big A with the swoop. Let me turn my thing around here so you can see my dude shirt. There we go. The dude abides. What's up, dude? There. Now I'm the right way for you people. Who doesn't love badass female warriors? Did anyone watch Gunpowder Milkshake? Another movie on Netflix full of female assassins and female ninjas. And who doesn't love that? I love seeing hot chicks beat each other up. Man, that's great. Priests being fired is called a defrocking. That's right. Yeah, they get defrocked. I think it's just easier for them to access their parts through the robe. It's just like a pocket that doesn't go anywhere. It's not a pocket. It just goes, and then they can touch themselves whenever they want. I don't know. What the fuck am I talking about? Loud Dog, thanks for joining. Let's It's 9:30 till midnight UK time. Yeah, send me the link and I'll try that. Eftawa, thank you. Heiny Hole, I love it. I remember you from last time. Heiny Hole joined. Harpin One, what's up? Thanks for joining. Appreciate you guys. There's like Heiny Hole is here in all caps. I love it. Everything looks strange from this angle. What this angle? Does it? Should I go back to the mirroring? Ivan M. Ursa joined. Yeah, I'll try to get on. Thank you, World Dow. I'll try to get on that. That'll be interesting. You know, I don't, like I said, I don't debate Christians, and I don't want to debate Muslims either. But you know, if people are going to be just inquisitive and asking and having a discussion, then I'm willing. We'll see how it goes. You got to go, honey. Oh, you're leaving. You just got on, man. What's up? By Christian standards, Halloween shouldn't be as big as it is in North America. A lot of Christians, there's backlash. A lot of Christians hate Halloween, man. I mean, they hate it. You go to public school and they got to call it fall festival. No, that's PC gone too far. And religious exceptionalism, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck what you call it, you know? And I think maybe that's a backlash to not them calling Christmas the holiday, you know, or whatever, the winter, you know. But again, Halloween's for everybody, man. Christmas is for Christians. You can see why they would do that, because you got Muslims in class. You got Jewish kids in class. You got Buddhists in class now. You got Hmong people in class. You got pagans in class. You got Wiccans in class. And to call it Christmas just doesn't include everybody like it used to. It used to include everybody except the one Jewish girl. And everybody paid lip service to Hanukkah anyway. You learn about Hanukkah in school because, you know, we take care of Jewish tradition because it's like, oh, it's Christian tradition too, you know, and there's that whole, you know, and it's our crazy uncle. We got to take care of him. We don't really love him, but, you know, so, you know, Judaism's always gotten a bone thrown to it around the holidays. But that was back when, you know, if there was anybody else, they kept their shit shut up, and you didn't know. Every school did really have 20 kids and 2 Jewish kids. 20 Christians and 2 Jews in it. And that was the way it was. Now it's not like that. So why aren't we including everybody anyway? What is the whole problem with that? But when it comes to Halloween, Halloween is a secular holiday in every important way. It doesn't, even if it started out semi-religious, whatever the fuck it was before All Saints Day, you know, I don't even know where Halloween actually came from, but it's like, you know, that celebration of all the you know, the ghostly and deathly shit before you have All Saints Day, which is, you know, holy and sanctified. I don't fucking know. But, you know, Halloween is for everybody. So, you know, to rail against Halloween because you're a Christian, to do that as a backlash against the whole war on Christmas thing, you're just a fucking joy kill and a piece of shit. And some people really believe it. All this whole demons are real, demons are real, demons are real. And this movie's got a demon in it. And these people are in it. I saw a demon. And my friend had a demon. I had to get an exorcism. What the fuck are you talking about, man? Halloween is the bomb. Absolute best. Dogs barking. It all celebrates freedom. Celebrating the dead. Yeah. So, yeah, here. I'm rolling back through the comments here to see if I missed something interesting. I had a haunted house for years, became a Christian center. Yeah, that happens, man. That happens. Halloween was pagan to start, coinciding with the equinox. The equinox is like a month before Halloween. Now, I'm not saying you're wrong, but they sure as hell moved it. What makes you not believe in Jesus Christ? I don't not believe in Jesus Christ. I don't believe there's any God or gods. You know, the jury on Jesus Christ is out. We don't know if Jesus really was a real person or not. If he was a historic person, then I believe in him. You know, like I believe in Washington or you know, whoever, Herbert Hoover. I mean, you know, if it was a real person, it was a real person. That's not something to believe or not believe. That's just accepting facts. We don't really know whether he existed or not. So that conversation is kind of pointless. But you know, he wasn't God because people aren't God. That's not how it works. He didn't resurrect because that doesn't happen to people. If it gives you comfort to think it does, then, you know, good for you. The only reason you think that does is because you were born Christian and indoctrinated into that faith. If you were born in a different country under a different religion, you'd be praising somebody else. Chances are, if you looked at it as an adult and you came to the conclusion that this whole thing makes sense, then you're not a very smart person at that. I don't know how to say that differently. But if it works for you as a self-help thing, then great. That's great for you. If becoming a Christian saved you from your shitty, death spiral, then who am I to say that that's not better? But again, that doesn't make it real. That makes it a real self-help technique that you really used to fix your real self with your real work. You can blame it on God all you want. It was a time before we had psychiatry regardless. I'm not sure what that's referring to, Kev. It's the legend. That's not realistic. Yeah. Do you see a way for the U.S. to get away from a religion-based law system? Yeah, get rid of religious-based politicians. Start running for office as an atheist. Start demanding that the people that do run are making the decisions based on reason, based on evidence. You can ask them at the political rally when it's your turn. You get up to the podium and say, "Hey, candidate, wannabe preacher, candidate Jesus, are you going to make policy decisions in your day-to-day job that we're paying you to do? Are you going to make those decisions based more on the experts and the evidence or more on prayer? Answer that question for me and see how much they squirm and don't want to say that they're going to base it more on prayer." If we start forcing these people to talk about it like that and put them on the spot, you see how fast they turn to the actual issues and the platform of the party that they're running for, and stop talking shit about praying and getting on your knees. And you can't be a good politician or a good president if you don't get on your knees. This is America, man. You can't be a good president if you're a Christian. Why? Because war is incompatible with Christianity. If you're actually a Christian, we can't count on you to defend the country against invaders because you need to turn the other cheek. Right? These are old themes, man. Shakespeare knew about this when he wrote in Henry IV and Henry V. Hotspur was too honest. He was too good of a person to be a leader. You need someone who's willing to be a scumbag when you need to be a scumbag. Bye, First Blood. I didn't even see what they were up to, my friend. Been a dearth of ugly trolls tonight, right? You guys haven't blocked too many people. Do you believe in a creator or do you believe in people? I don't believe in a creator. No, there's no evidence for one. What's up, Lavender Daffodil? That's a pretty name. I like daffodils. Many atheists believe Jesus was fabricated to give brains a leg up on brutes. I'm not sure how that works, but maybe, I guess. Check out the book, The Syro-Aramaic Reading of the Quran by Christopher Luxembourg. Syro-Aramaic reading of the Quran. All right, I'll check that out. Yeah, Jimmy Carter did have that problem. Yes, and he was a real Christian and is a real Christian. I firmly believe that. I believe Jimmy Carter is as good an example of an actual Christian as anybody can find in the country. Yeah. Republicans all claim to be devout but love war and love their guns, God, and Trump, man. Bye, Maxwell. Later on. Don't forget to go ahead and block these people. Don't just mute them. Just block them right the fuck out. I will soon see, right? Carmine C. What's up? Thank you. Mano Alf. Thanks for joining, my friend. Dougie Tech. What's up, Dougie? Gravedigger. Thanks for joining 2 times in a row. Yeah, Jimmy Carter is still building houses. He's like 95, right? Dude is old. No, he doesn't wear his religion on his sleeve. He does it through. He shows it through his actions, right? I mean, he's living as much like Jesus supposedly lived as he possibly could. Where did the world come from? Someone needs to take a science class. Tell me you wouldn't miss a person who's murdered while turning the other cheek. What's that mean? Yeah, the moderator is doing the good work. She's my babe. She's non-crazy cat lady. Follow her if you haven't. And also Kevin, my guy Kevin Rubix, doesn't play around, man. He doesn't put up with that shit, man. If you come on here talking your shit, you're gonna get hammered. Have I heard the argument of Slavoj Zizek that Christianity is at its core a religion of At? Is that a previous god? Yeah, I mean, there's you can Christianity obviously based on earlier dying and rising messiahs. It wasn't a new theme when it was made up. So why would it? If you're gonna believe that shit, believe an original. Don't believe the latest copy. It doesn't make any sense at all. I wanted to write down the name of that book that the guy recommended, right? Syro-Aramaic reading of the Quran. I'm reading the Quran now, as most of you know, and it's a tough read, man. It's really so far it's a boring ass, repetitive, threatening, shitty book. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get through it, man. I saw a video of scientists recreating the Ark and simulated the storm it was in, and it sunk. Are you familiar with the writer Bart Ehrman? Yes, not Ehrman. Ehrman. Yes, I know Bart Ehrman. Thank you very much. Not know him. I met him, worked with him. Jesus was cut. Look at those abs. Yeah, some of those Jesus with the abs, man, and like, go ahead, stab me in the side. You can't even pierce this. Freaking 8-pack that I got, man. Yeah, I always loved that, man, when Jesus was cut. But he wasn't overweight. Not very many people were back in the day. The Bible leaves much to be desired around the life of Jesus. I believe Jesus sired children during. You believe that? But Jesus didn't. The Jesus of the Bible didn't exist. That's why there's no middle. There's no. The important parts are there. His birth, his miraculous birth, and then his ministry. That's all they needed to tell. They didn't feel like they needed to give a description of the guy. They didn't feel like they needed to fill in the details on where he went to school, how many countries he visited, did he smoke weed in college, did he go to America and hide golden plates for Joseph Smith, did he, there's none of that mattered to them, or they would have put it in there. Yeah, the Noah's Ark thing. I got a video waiting for me to respond to. Someone was like putting Noah's Ark's discovery up as scientific evidence that the Bible was true. Oh. Yes, Jesus Christ, the middle years. That'd be a good next Netflix show, or maybe Fox Network. Finally, an Atheist Live. Welcome, Regal Mills. Where you been? We're here every 8 o'clock, every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, every Sunday at 10:30, and those are Central Times. It's 11:30 Sunday, 9 o'clock on the East Coast. No, there's no stories of Jesus as a teenager in the Bible. There may be some like. Does you have like fan fiction where people like write and fill in? That would be cool, right? Maybe you could like come up with some. That'd be a good idea. I bet you you'd sell a shitload of books, man. You'd come up with like Jesus, the high school years, Jesus, band camp, Jesus, the acne episode, Jesus, raging hormones. I don't know, but I think that you could like sell. You could sell a lot of books to both Christians who would be like, oh, did you know? Can you believe this? Jesus, he had so many girlfriends in high school. I knew it. There's a reason 50% of the world is Christian and only 7% atheist. Yeah, it's called indoctrination. And it's called centuries of limited knowledge of the physical world. There's a reason why atheism is growing and Christianity is dying. That's where we're at today. And 7% is low. Those are people who actually tick the atheist box. There's others who say agnostic, others who say humanist. Non-religious is pushing, boy. It's pushing, getting up towards a third. It's well over a quarter. And yeah, the reason why most scientists historically were Christian, it's the same way, or religious was the same reason, because they didn't know better. They didn't have Darwin's knowledge either. They didn't have the modern cosmological knowledge either. They were indoctrinated. Of course they were Christian. People are always coming at me with that one. Isaac Newton was Christian. Of course he was fucking Christian. And sometimes you get killed if you weren't. So yeah, if they were going to kill me, I'd lie. I'd say I was a Christian. I'm not above lying to save my life if they were coming around killing atheists. What the fuck? Why are politicians allowed to speak about God? Politicians can speak about God all they want. It's why are they allowed to pray before Congress? Why are they allowed to attend a prayer breakfast on the public's dime? Why are they, allowed to write into law things that are based on their religious precepts? So, I don't give a fuck if they're going to speak about God. That's just another reason not to vote for that politician. Oh boy. Indoctrinating kids should be illegal. I don't know how it would become illegal, but thank you. Goodbye. I don't know how you could do that. The commenter was right when I did that video all those months ago. She's like, how would you ever enforce that? I'm just like, it needs to be a cultural sea change where people just aren't indoctrinated anymore, and so they don't indoctrinate their kids. going to take a lot of better education to get where that's going. But I agree. I wish there would be, a way to do that, to make indoctrination illegal, because it breaks minds. It breaks minds, and that breaks hearts, breaks psyches forever. I've seen it. I didn't realize it until I was older. Not older, but after, in my 20s and in college. And I realized that, like, friends of mine, first time I realized that there were, like, friends of mine at college who had Catholic, they were Catholic, and they had brothers and sisters who were, like, emotionally crippled. They couldn't have a good time. They couldn't go out on a date. They couldn't stand leaving their mom because someone had to stay home and take care of their mom. All this guilt and fear about hell and punishment and some, arbitrary rules about, how you need to live your life and who you can love. And I didn't realize that it was that crippling for people. And when I realized it, it made me think a lot differently about religion in general. Politics mostly ever use religion as manipulation. It's political. Well, of course it is. Religion, Coke, McDonald's, all try to get the kids hooked in early. Yeah, they do. Don't forget cigarettes. They had to pass laws so they couldn't do it with cigarettes. But yeah, same shit. Still try understanding Principia de Mathematica without reading the Bible first. Okay. Preacher's kid in my 30s and just came out of the religious closet. Came out of the confessional. I know it's a Catholic thing, but I like it. Closet, confessional, they're both C's. I'm an alliterative dude. Lost your family. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry about that. That sucks. When people aren't big enough people to accept you for who you are, especially when it comes to something as stupid as religion, then you're better off. I know it's heartbreaking to have to say that, but you found freedom, so I'm glad you have a good attitude about it. You'll do whatever the government tells you. Yeah, they're trying to tell me to join a church, man. Of course, I like Christopher Hitchens' User a lot of numbers. Why wouldn't I? Christopher Hitchens was hilarious. I can tell you a disturbing study I learned in college. Oh, you're talking to Keisha. The headlines today in Reddit of misconduct by religious people are unbelievable, my friends. Unbelievable. 9-year-old girl raped and murdered by a priest and 3 others in Delhi. Yeah. And then they incinerated her body. They cremated her body right after they quickly showed it to the family, and then they rushed into the cremator so that they couldn't do an autopsy. Now they're under arrest. Yeah, good. Finally, after 2 prophets, a bishop, and a couple of nuts, I found you, a voice of reason. Thank you, my friend. Squeeze. What's up, baby? I feel like I'm being shadow blocked, shadow banned, right? So spread the word. If you're happy to be here and you like what we do, then share the live, tell your friends, because I've gotten my live stream taken down twice now for violating community guidelines, and the last one was for a week. And after that, I really noticed a drop off in the follows. I used to do a live, and the lives are pretty, they're pretty well attended. Anywhere from 1,500 to 3,000 is like an average for me on the lives. And then and I would always get like tons of followers after the lives. And now it's like, man, not so much. It's and I feel like the algorithm, if not there's some direct administrator, is actually punishing you when you break community guidelines. So I feel like I'm getting shadow banned. So if you can help out with that, I love it. Your streams are half the reason I have TikTok installed at all. You like the live streams? Good for you, Marky. A lot of people do, and I find myself getting into them too sometimes. Priests at Indian residential schools cremated a lot of their little dirty secrets in furnaces. Yeah, it's a native. The talking about the Canada thing. I was talking about India. You're talking about Native Americans or Native Canadians, right? Yeah, that's I'm sure that happened. That's ugly. Thanks for sharing, Harpend One. Appreciate you. Were your parents religious? Yeah, my mom is religious. My dad is not anymore, but when they were married, they both, made sure that we all went to church, and I was raised in the church for sure. I'm learning a lot about America here. Are you? Where are you from? Fiolis? Yeah, Fiolis? The confession is unreal. Tell priests all your misdeeds so they hold all dirt on it. Of course, it's a power play. The whole idea of not being able to talk to God yourself and having to bring it to a priest, of course that is. That's all about the church being up in your family's shit. The confessional is unreal. If I have to, I've seen all these. I have seen. I hate that. When people say I seen when they mean I saw, again, dumbing down of America. Icelandic. I love Iceland. God, I love Iceland. Did I not pronounce it right? How do you pronounce it? It's got to be Fjordis. No? Fjordis. Yeah, Iceland. If you haven't been to Iceland, you get a chance to go there. Fucking go to Iceland, man. What a cool ass place. Doesn't it annoy you that people assume you believe in God? It does me. Yeah, that does annoy me. It does annoy me. It annoys me more that people thank God for shit that I did. We're landscapers, right? And somebody will have like a crumbling stairway up their garden in the back, and it'll be like dangerous. You'll come and you'll fix it all up, and then somebody will come by and they'll be like, "Oh, thank God that's fixed." Bitch, please. I spent all day sweating fixing that. You gonna thank God for that? I know it's just an expression, but that gets me. How is religion used to continue institutional racism? That's a big one, man. Yeah, Iceland is a beautiful country. I don't know. I tend to agree with you. I'm not sure I can put thoughts into words on that subject. That's a really good one. Let me write that down. If you got a thought on that, go ahead and put it up there, and that might make me think of a way to respond better. It sounds like you have an idea about. I'm going to write this down: institutional racism. Well, I mean, for one thing, they're all about the "we back the badge," right? They won't criticize the police, right? And I'm sure a lot of evangelicals and the Christian nationalist types are really, it's the all lives matter thing, right? And they don't want critical race theory, So in those ways, I believe that religion probably does further institutional racism. Churches. Okay, I got that down as a note. That sounds like a good one for a video, my friend. I could cure America, but a vaccine isn't the answer. The answer is don't eat processed food. Yeah, well, that's absolutely smart. Americans are dying because we don't eat enough organic, and I mean food that we make, not necessarily completely organic, but food, whole foods. Man, we're not eating whole foods. I cook. I love to cook. And I'm still guilty of it on a certain level because there's certain things you buy for convenience. But when I see my kids' friends, the way that their parents cook, and it's not their fault. I'm not slamming them. They're good people, some of them, but they pull a frozen, dinner out of the freezer, or they frozen fries or frozen whatever, just shitty food with chemicals and no wholesome nutrition at all. So that's you're right about that, my friend. That is really bad. Exvangelical hashtag page. I'm going to check out that Exvangelical. We need those so bad. Exvangelicals is a great movement. Let's do this. Get rid of police. Yeah, I don't think we need to get rid of police, but we need to refund the police, defund the police. I've learned what it means, and it's a bad term for it. They need to take care of society's problems when it's not really a police issue. They need to have other people going to take care of them. Social workers. Addiction specialists, we get the police handling all kinds of shit that they shouldn't be, so that they can concentrate on actual, ugly crimes. But we just keep dumping money into the police departments. And the problem exacerbates. Most folks I know don't have any veggies at most meals. Yeah. And they don't make it easy for you. You got to go look for that. The whole, why doesn't fast food just have a fucking broccoli cup at McDonald's or like some crudité, man? Why is that so hard? Just some raw carrots and celery with your fucking meal, And I'm a guy who enjoys some grease and some shitty food, but I always, I feel guilty if I don't try to balance that with fiber and vegetables of some kind. I really do. Yeah, powerful fast food lobbies, the fucking dairy lobby. How sick is cow's milk? Why do people drink the tit milk of another species, man? It's so dumb. And in America, I know adults who are like, I ain't giving up my milk. I love milk. It's like, you realize you are drinking the liquid from a cow's tit that was meant to turn a 300-pound calf into a 2,000-pound heifer in 1 year. That's what that milk is designed to do. And I get that there was a time when cow's milk kept babies alive, when mothers couldn't nurse properly, and there was a use for that. But after the age of 2, you shouldn't be drinking any milk at all, bud. Your body's not cut out for it. Even if you don't think that you're lactose intolerant, you probably are on some small level. That's why Canada doesn't want any U.S. dairy sold in Canada. Yeah, I don't blame them. Because Canada's got its own dairy lobbies, right? And there's plenty of cows in Canada, and they want to make the money for them. But I have no doubt that's better. I grew up on whole, unpasteurized, unhomogenized milk. We went to the farm, and you brought your jug, and you got milk fresh from the cow, man, and you left your money in the box. You filled it up, you marked down, I took 2 gallons, and you left your few bucks in the box. That's how country I grew up. And I got to say, as a kid, that milk is fucking great, man. If you're into drinking milk, and when I was, before I was a teenager, I was. My mom always had milk around. We always had milk. And my sister is one of those adults, sadly, that still drinks it. She's got incurable colitis. Her whole life, since she was maybe 18, won't try giving up milk. Won't even try to give it up to see if that helps. That's hard-headedness. Do you think that something like the fairness doctrine would help solve some of the media misinformation? I don't know. Do we need a doctrine, or we just need like people who give a shit about the truth? I don't really know what the fairness doctrine is. You might be right. Yeah, milk is a sham, and the milk lobby is huge. What's going on above you? The roof is falling in? No, we don't have a roof. It's just a unfinished. Is that what you're talking about? It's just an unfinished warehouse. So I put like a sheet over my computer area so that the dust doesn't rain down on my parts here. But this is just an office we rent in the back of a industrial building, and the guy never finished the ceiling, so it's ugly as fuck. I know. At some point, maybe I'll get the studio tidied up so it looks like a more cozy place. But that's what's up with that fucking funky ceiling. Milk tastes bad though. Yeah, I don't try to pretend that milk is tasty anymore. It's just so phlegmy and why? Yeah, of course they accelerate the growth rate of the cows with the hormones. We have a local creamery, and I get their milk for I cook a lot, and you can't get away from having some milk for some things. Some things you can use soy milk and almond milk, but some things you want milk to cook with and bake with. I gotta say, yeah, milk for strong bones and teeth. Get them early, yeah. And then of course that's like one small part of it. But yeah, dairy equals inflammation. Perfectly said. That's Rita Morgan. Thanks for joining, Rita. Fairness doctrine was equal coverage to both sides of the story. Reagan removed it. How do you enforce something like that, though? You know what I mean? How do you enforce something like that? We just need people in journalism who give a shit about it. People, if you work for Fox News, you ought to be embarrassed for yourself. And CNN too. They've become so reactionary leftist that it's hard for me to even watch CNN. I used to love CNN, but now it's just like ever since Agent Orange was in office, they've become just this knee-jerk bullhorn for the left, and that's not fair. That's not journalism. There is a middle ground. I'm not that guy, man. What do you find out about fluoride? Oh God, I did, and I went my whole life with no cavities, and I wondered what I sacrificed. I probably would have been a rocket scientist if it wasn't for fluoride. I'm fucking with you. Some people have told me about that. But you can have father so-and-so opposing a gyne about abortion. A GYN about not equal. The fluoride deception. There's one for you. Thank you. Bill Willard. What's up, Bill Willard? Thanks for joining, my friend. Yeah, Reagan fucked up a lot of things, boy. I'm scrolling back through the comments again and get back down to the bottom. Yeah, fluoride's bad for you. Fiolis. Tell them. Just look into it and what they're finding out. It's like a heavy metal. Why do you want, you're putting heavy metals in everybody's water? I forget what it did to people. Maybe you can clue us in. Somebody told me it's responsible for some shit, man. It really is. I feel lucky that I got away with it. Harrowing moment as woman is whipped 40 times by Taliban for talking to a man on the phone. But no, Islam, the religion of peace, the religion of feminism, the religion that stands up for women. Every time something like this happens, when moderate Islam doesn't stand up against this, then they become part of the problem. You know, if I have no issue with people being good Muslims, but just like with Christianity in America, if you are not actively working against the evil in your religion, then you're part of the problem. All right, and you need to go away. If you're Catholic and you still support the kafir, if you still put your money in, if you still tithe, if you still go, if you defend them with your words, you're complicit in everything they do. And I don't give a fuck what you say to me about that. You are complicit. Yes, you little old lady giving your money to the Catholic Church, you are complicit in helping them sweep their crimes under the rug. And I mean crimes against humanity and against children on a scale, on an industrial scale. It's disgusting and sick. Reagan closed all mental health facilities. Ironic. He lost his mind. Sure, yeah. You know, it loves you. The rhythms of the universe, you know, they do make you wonder as an atheist, that, you know, but it's all coincidence. But it's fun to see those things, the karma kind of thing. And envision discs and circles and spheres moving and rubbing up against each other, and maybe some of that is science we don't understand yet, but I do admit to being deliciously intrigued by all those kinds of really, really cool coincidences. Like the asshole who, you know, in Texas, who I just talked about, who died of COVID, you know, like 5 minutes after talking shit about getting a getting the vaccine and how you shouldn't get vaccines. Now he's dead of it. So, you know, great job, buddy. Religion of women in pieces. Yeah. And here's like a picture of her getting beaten, 40 lashes, because they caught her talking to a man on a cell phone. That's immoral behavior to the Taliban. You know what? That stuff gets me so angry. If I could like do anything as a superhero, it would go find dudes like the Taliban and just line them up and just kick their fucking asses, break their fucking teeth in with a bar. You know, anybody who does this to a woman in the name of religion, you sicken me, man. It's just awful. What do I think of LaVeyan Satanism? You mean Church of Satan? They don't like saying LaVeyan Satanism. They're the Church of Satan people. And you know, he had his problems. He wasn't a great guy, and it's too bad it's been kind of taken over by right-wing fuckwits. But in general, you know, the humanistic, hedonistic philosophy of the Church of Satan is fine with me, my friend. Atheistic, concentrate on you, enjoy this world, enjoy your life, improve yourself, avail yourself of any opportunity. Pleasure is not inherently bad. That's my big thing with Christianity. Why is everything pleasurable have to be bad? Why is that? If you're not hurting anybody, then what's the issue with that they have to demonize pleasure so much? It's wacky to me. Gone hunting. So I'm looking at the YouTube quick here because I clicked off it again. Wesley Curry the second. What's up, Wesley? Thanks for being here. Yeah, it's back down to 1. Probably just you, Joy. But TikTok is where we're at, and I end up watching the damn TikTok screen so much that I forget that's over there. Yeah, you love the message of the COS. Yeah, it's all right, man. It was trendy when I was in college, you know, to have the Satanic Bible and read it. You love it when anti-vaxxers die of COVID. Schadenfreude, my friend, Schadenfreude. There's nothing like it. What feels better than someone getting fucked who deserves it? Dickatif? I tried to blow in the other end. You ever smoke a cigarette out the wrong end? Dickatif.com. That's your username? Dickatif.com. Hey, what's up? Redding 79 is I'm Gone Hunting 79. What's up, man? Thanks for joining us on the talk, my friend. I wish I could get the YouTube firing up a little bit more, but you know, the talk has been so incredibly gratifying. Thanks, Patchwork, for being here. Magical Fire, thanks for being here. Magical Fire. Catholics never admit how pervasive abusive scandals are, make excuses instead of demanding change. Yeah, or they're like, oh, you just You sourpuss atheist, you just want to concentrate on the 5% that's bad, and when the church does 95% good things for people. 95%. Okay. I'd like to see those stats backed up. I think we've all identified religion and Catholicism in particular as a net negative on society, just like Islam and the crappy Taliban, who are beating women in the streets for talking on cell phones. Israel, I looked at that one too. See? National Guard chaplain, youth pastor among 18 arrested in human trafficking bust. All right. The chaplain for the National Guard. Now, there's an important position, right? Who the fuck does that? But here he is with a youth pastor getting busted for human trafficking. It goes on and on. Thanks for the roses, baby. I love you so much. Should I be happy if people die from getting the vaccine? Yeah. Why don't you show us some stats on people dying from the vaccine, my friend? Axeman, Ohio. What's up? Thanks for joining, Axeman. Play the guitar? Is that what that is? Axeman. It's difficult to step outside the culture a person is raised, lives, and works. For the person, yeah, it is. I mean, that's indoctrination in spades, and it's not just religious indoctrination. It's we suffer from that in America. American privilege is a thing. We've been brought up to be ethnocentric, and what was spun as the greatest country in the world for my entire youth. I fail to see it now. I'm sorry to say that. I wish it was. It's still pretty good, but I don't see how it's measurably better than other social democracies out there, honestly. And how does more religion make us more free? Someone can answer that question for me. Religion in itself restricts freedoms, right? Religion has rules on behavior, which is restrictive of your freedoms. So how does more religion equate to more freedom? I never got that. Always give people space to step away from their culture. I love stepping away from my culture. If I could travel, if I was rich and I could just travel around the world, I would absolutely do that. Michigan, the 14-year-old. Yeah, I'm not saying it hasn't happened, but if it was an issue, we would know about it. If people were dying left and right of the virus, they still wouldn't be fucking giving it to you. To not take the virus because one person died. There's literally a news story every day about an anti-vaxxer who dies from the vaccine. 95% of doctors have been vaccinated. Every scientist in the world would have to be complicit in the conspiracy that you're promoting to think that there's some agenda behind the vaccine. They could not possibly pull it off. So yeah, there's always going to be outliers. There's always going to be Margie Taylor Greens out there, and evangelical preachers who are just like vaccine. We'd still have polio if we thought the way that you guys think. And some of that shit's back because of the other anti-vaxxers. The anti-vaxxers not new to COVID. There's a whole anti-vaxxer movement based on the whole. My tripod's falling. Based on the whole faulty study about autism, and that's still going strong. People won't vaccinate their kids, and now measles is coming back. We're going to try to bring back smallpox too. It's just fucking ignorance. It's just fucking ignorance. mRNA vaccines have been in development for years. Of solid science-based technology. There's no valid reason not to get a vaccine. It's all just conspiracy theory and you wanting to be in denial, But again, I'm not Mr. Oh my God, COVID is going to get you if you don't I believe solidly that the media is overplaying the danger to the average person. I absolutely believe that. I don't buy into the ultra liberal line. I don't. I think for myself, and I can see when the media is trying to wag the dog. That doesn't mean that COVID is not real and the virus is not and the vaccine is not real. The fact that the media wants us to do certain things and the left-leaning media is always trying to push a certain position, that's different. All right, that's different. I can separate the two and I can see the difference, and I can take reasonable precautions to protect myself from COVID without thinking that I need to lock myself indoors and wear a mask every fucking second of every day, no matter where I go. because the imminent danger of dying from the COVID is so fucking great. You know, there's a middle ground there, but there's nothing wrong with taking a vaccine that is more than adequately proven to effectively prevent the virus. That's just there's nothing else out there, man. It's a fucking real disease. I have friends who've had it. It's ugly. You don't want it. Why wouldn't you get a vaccine? The oligarchy will never agree to educate folks for free. Never happened. Not in America, probably. I work in a college and we had a resurgence of mumps in young adults due to non-vax. Of course you did. Of course you did. It's the work of morons. This anti-vaxxer shit. The work of absolute morons. Sickness is your body building an immunity. No, sickness is sickness. Your body's response is your body building your immunity. Sickness is sickness. See you later, Redding. Thanks for joining. Good night, my friend. Good night. They don't want people educated. That's a fact. They don't want people educated. And now their new spin is that like colleges are all just are teaching critical race theory and woke. You know, the whole anti-woke thing. Oh, it's so terrible to be woke. That's just so horrible for to be on board with black people wanting finally to be treated like human beings in the country. I see it all the time. My white privilege stands out in spades, no pun intended. Wherever I go and whatever I do, I see people of color being abused by police on different levels all the time in my daily life. And if you don't see that, it's either because you're not around any POC or you're willfully not seeing it, because it happens all the time. So this whole colleges are like, everybody's just like part of a cult now and teaching this woke. No, it's colleges have always tried to be on the cutting edge of social progressiveness. And I'm sorry that you don't feel like we're progressing socially when we try to give other cultures in our country their due respect. And recent life events have led me to understand that there's other ways that people are racist that I never would have considered because I'm too white. I don't see that perspective, but I see it now. And I'm like, you know what? I was wrong. I was wrong to have that attitude. And I'm going to try to be better about it. So, this whole reaction to the woke thing is just whiny right-wing social justice warriors. You whining crybaby right-wingers who are railing against social justice warriors. You assholes are social justice warriors. You want your own brand of social justice. You're just exactly the same. And if you can have it, why can't everybody else have it? The Brady Bunch Beatles show. I feel like I remember that one. 9:38 already. It really does go by fast when I do this. I usually go to about 10 o'clock and then I'm gonna crap out. So if you got more stuff to talk about, put it up here. Let me look at my questions. Oh my God. Does universe independent? I wish I understood your question, World Out. He's probably not here today anymore. No, I got all the questions. I got up to date on all the questions. The worst thing about the internet is that stupid people have a place to connect. Yeah. The worst thing about the internet is Facebook, I think. But yeah, you're right about that, Fearless. Thank you. It is. If there's a drawback, it's that it will help stupid people connect, and they're very good at that. They're very good at creating solidarity within their stupid people culture. They really are. The evangelical right wants a theocracy. Yeah, they do. You watch Handmaid's Tale. If that's where you want to live, then continue to let these assholes have their way. But we see what happens when everybody else comes out to vote. Agent Orange would still be president if he could have just handled the COVID like a statesman and comported himself like a fucking human being. He'd still be the president. But when you offend as many people as he offended, it's not going to work out for you. And you get people riled up to the point where they all come out, and now they have to change the voting laws to try to change the way that all these people can come out. I don't want mail-in voting. I was like, mail-in voting, it's so bad. Yeah, you're mad when all the black people get to vote and you don't win. It makes you mad, doesn't it, Texas? But I forgot where I was going with that. Frog Gatekeeper. Love you, my friend. Thanks for joining. This gay Oregon official, no thanks, threatened with a rock by a Christian calling him blasphemous. More of that Christian love. There was a Christian ready to throw a rock at Eric Osterberg, a gay Oregonian. Gay black man, too, in Klamath Falls, Oregon. Stranger had every intention of using that rock against Osterberg, thanks to the Bible. Osterberg said the man told him, "Oh, so you think we're all racist? You think you are the second coming of Christ?" Then Osterberg said the man accused him of spreading HIV and AIDS. What is this, the 80s, man? And called him blasphemous. You are a sinner and you need to be stoned. That is why I brought this stone. This is the Christian. This is what we get in America. This is how Christians are comporting themselves in public. The ones who make the news, they're like convening a fucking insurrection on the Capitol, or they're getting ready to stone a guy for being gay, like this was 2000 BC. What the fuck is this? We're not. You need to go and join the Taliban and whip women for talking on the cell phone, man. This is the American Taliban. This is the American Taliban, these assholes who think that they rail against homosexuality and feel like, the decline, the moral decline of the culture is a sign of the end times. These are people who hate gay people. And who's less hateable than gay people? I got to tell you. I've met very few gay people I thought were absolute jerks. Definitely a few. But what is the deal with hating on gay people? They're absolutely always the best people. Talk to them about anything. Love gay men because you can talk to them about anything, man. Catholicism is on a silent march across the border. The evangelicals see it coming. What's that mean? Hey, man, how do you think our body heals itself? It doesn't always. Sometimes it does. Build up antibodies and, and viruses run their course sometimes. And, sometimes they don't and they kill you, and you need help. Jim Morrison's dad was the admiral of the Gulf of Tonkin. Yeah, Jim Morrison's dad was a Navy guy. That's for sure. He was real embarrassed by his son. Yes, he was. Sociologists will be studying and debating 2020 for decades to come. How it splintered society. Yeah, it's sad, isn't it? It really, it may be the beginning of the end. The former guy is a malignant narcissist. Yeah, Agent Orange, I call him. Doesn't get much more malignant than Agent Orange. It's really, literally like a cancer-causing chemical. Scrolling back up through the comments. Going back to the twos. Like a dog or a frog that eats its own vomit. Also, like a dog or a frog that eats its own vomit. Do frogs eat their own vomit? I didn't know this. Is that a thing? The majority of brown immigrants are Catholics. Think about the connections. Oh, you mean like evangelicals see like Catholics coming to America, and that's upsets them? A lot of those Catholics are allies for them. The whole anti-abortion thing. So I think that's a mixed bag there. I mean, you're not wrong. But evangelicals are on the decline, and the only reason Catholics appear to be on the rise, if they are, is because of that. I think worldwide Catholicism is dwindling and dying too. Even in America, we know attendance is down, but membership is down. That's different than attendance. Attendance went down because of COVID, but they didn't take away your membership because you didn't attend during COVID. But membership is down, and it's on a 20-year decline. People aren't interested in religion like they used to be, and it's because of the millennials and Gen Z. Those kids, they're not on board with the message. It's hypocritical. It's bigoted. They see through it. It's prejudice against their friends. They all have transgender friends. They all have gay friends, and they don't want to hear that shit. And plus they're too smart. They're just too smart to believe that any of that crap could have happened. It's silly beyond words to think that in 2021 people still believe mythologies. Before every war, they have a major event. I'll break it down if you want and how people fall for it. GOP wants a wall to keep Mexicans out or Catholics. Anti-Catholic sentiment used to be a real thing in America. Obviously, there was no Catholics here for a long time. Really, Maryland was a Catholic colony because people spit on them wherever if they went somewhere else. The country was overwhelmingly Protestant until immigration from Latino America, Latin American countries, and other countries began. So I'm not sure that the GOP rejects Catholics as much as you think they do. I think they're more focused on the Mexican part, but you could be right. I don't know. They would rather you be an evangelical, but I think they'd rather have you as a Catholic on their side of the kind of policies that they're supporting than they would atheists, for instance, or Muslims. Mexicans are Catholics. Yeah, in general, yeah, that's kind of a generalization there, bud. But yeah, most of them are for sure, overwhelmingly so. Spain's Age of Discovery missions are still in play. Yeah, well, missionary work is the new colonialism, isn't it? And to me, missionary work is intolerance exhibited. It's intolerance manifest for a religion that pretends to be tolerant, the religion of tolerance, like Christianity does. Missionary work in and of itself is intolerant of those other religions. If you're trying to convert someone from their native faith to yours, that is intolerance. You are being intolerant. So missionary work to me is incompatible with the message of tolerance that Christianity tries to pretend that they purport, that they support. Excuse me. Mexicans do the work Americans don't want to do. Yeah, Guatemalans and Hondurans and Salvadorans too. The GOP is married to Orange now. They'll implode with or without him. Yeah, what an embarrassment! It's really like a train wreck watching that shit happen. Did you see those people fuck with Taylor Greene, and who's the guy that dates 16-year-olds? What's his name? The sleazy looking car salesman guy with the hair. I can't even think of his name now. That's about to get Matt something, right? Somebody jumped in and like wanted to get a photo op on the beach and was like, hey, I love you, man. I love you. You're not a molester. People say you're a molester. I don't believe you're a molester. And he was clearly fucking with the both of them. And they're both just like, and finally, like one of their security like clued in that it was a bit, and kind of got him out of there. Getz, thank you, Matt Getz, you piece of shit. You just want to look at the guy. It's like, how can you even think that he's got anyone's best interest at heart? The Crusades, yeah. Fun times. MTG is legit insane, like a Karen combined with a right-wing zealot. Not good looking enough to be a Karen. I don't know. That was wrong to say, but man, what a rough looking chick. Love how Trump's Twitter killer social media site is literally a dumpster fire. Is it? What is that? What's it called? The alt-right media, social media alternative. Is there more than one too? I think. I don't think that his is the only one. Mexicans sub out their work to Chileans. Iceland is slowly rising its Norse pagans beliefs. Beliefs or just sort of the culture? They really believe. I think Iceland is pretty atheist. I don't think they're going to start believing that Thor is real and Odin is real and go away from atheism. But you're there. You tell me. I'd love to hear it if Iceland is turning from Christianity to atheism and then to Norse paganism, or from Christianity straight to Norse paganism. Because I know that Norse paganism as an actual belief system never really died, and some of the old people always held on to the traditions and taught them in secret as Christianity became the state religion in places like Norway and Sweden. And I found this out by, interviewing a pagan priestess whose great grandma she remembers, keeping the old faith and just doing it in the attic or doing it wherever she wanted to do it because, or wherever she could do it in secret because, it wasn't cool anymore. I don't know if it was ever illegal or anything like that, but Christianity became a state religion, and they shuffled the old gods out the door. Well, now it's time for us to shuffle the new god out the door. It was simply easier to control the people with a monotheistic deity that everybody could get behind than it was to let different factions worship different deities. Like in Rome, for instance, you might have the Apollo cult feuding this day with the Hephaestus cult. Yeah, who knows? But if everybody can just follow one god, he's just like the one leader. It's this authoritarian regime reflected in religion. So, but it's obviously there's no reason to think that it's more real than the old gods. So it's time for us to sweep them all out and let them get the fuck gone, my friends. Thor and Loki are to thank for the rise of Norse beliefs. Yeah, see, I think it's just fashionable in a cultural way. I love Thor and Loki. Who doesn't? If I had to choose a gay threesome, it might be those two dudes, man. What a couple of hotties, right? Am I right? But yeah, I think that Marvel made a lot of that shit popular, and I'm not sure that people are actually worshiping those deities. I think that they like to. It's like a fantasy game, right? Cosplay or just it's cool, it's in fashion. But do any of them really think that thunder is caused by Thor's hammer? I don't know. What's up, Matt in the Hat? Where you been, dude? Busy day, he says. My guy Matt in the Hat, the Matt in the Hat with 2 T's on both nouns. Go there and follow him. He's over 1,000. When are you gonna go live, bud? I'll stop. If I see you going live, I don't see a lot of that shit, but if I see you going live, I'll absolutely stop in, man. Most of the folks south of the border are not Mexican. Why are we still on Mexicans, you guys? Nordic myths and stories are interesting, and Icelandic stories are full of Norse mythology. Yeah, well, yeah, the Viking countries, man, we love them all. Kevin Rubik says almost at 1,000. He's getting follow our guy Kevin Rubik. He talks sense. Whatever you have the video out there, it's because you thought it through and you talk about what you know, man. I love that about my guy. You've done a couple of quick lives so far. We'll be doing longer ones soon. Cool, man. Like I said, I don't scroll down a lot, but if I see you pop up, I'll absolutely join. My Canadian English class had to study Beowulf. Why not? I mean, we read Grendel by John Irving. Studied Beowulf by proxy that way. But I like to say that Beowulf is more close to the root metaphor of our culture than Christianity or Judaism. Nobody wants to be peaceful. Nobody wants to be loving. Nobody wants to share the wealth. No one wants to give away their possessions. But everybody respects the warrior who dies for honor, fighting a creature that no one else will fight, even to the point of death. That's the American ethos. Beowulf, I love Beowulf. I love all that shit. I'm a little bitty Viking at heart. Watch Bo Burnham comedy special on Netflix. Shit is clever, current dark satire. Yeah, smart cat, right? Bo Burnham, jealous of a 20-something that's succeeded on his level. He doesn't always. I don't always think he's super funny, but he's definitely clever. The Jeffrey Bezos song, he killed it with that one, didn't he? This guy is wearing a Chinese hat made by slaves, yet he doesn't like slavery. Who's that? Call my hat Chinese? Let me see. Made in China. You're right. You're going to be speaking Chinese pretty soon, my friend, because they're taking over. Why are they taking over? Not because it's an authoritarian dictatorship who drives the people down through violations of human rights, but because they give a shit about education, technology, advancement, and not mythologies, right? I'm not defending China, but they are in position to be the next superpower. And part of that can absolutely be blamed on the fact that they are not trying to force mythology on the people. They are trying to educate the smartest of their people. I don't know much about their education system, but there's a reason why the Asians who come here succeed. I went down to the local high school, I looked at the valedictorians on the wall, and they got their picture. The last American kid, or the last white kid, I should say, was like from 1987. And ever since then, it was a Thai, a Chinese kid, a Japanese kid, an Asian kid, an Indian kid. Those are the families that care about education. They don't give a shit about mythology. They don't give a shit about superstition necessarily. At least more important in a more important way than education, which we know that Christians in America do. They'll send their kids to schools where they lie to them, right? They'll actually pay money and take the government's money through the voucher system, which is an embarrassment, and send their kids to a school where they get lied to about the nature of science and the universe. That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen to Asian kids. It really doesn't. I'll have to tag you in a pendulette. Him explaining the internet going to be what kills religion. Yeah, please do. I had never heard of Beowulf before. You read that? Really? Beowulf, the Anglo-Saxon poem of legend. Yeah, it's really not a Viking thing, Beowulf. Anglo-Saxon. Saxon, it's a Saxon poem. They were a lot like Vikings, the Saxons. Ever read the Piri? You ever read about the Piri Reis map? Antarctica, no ice? No. Heather Mack, what's up? How you doing, kid? Love you. And now green technology. Yeah, Beowulf is a great tale. I'm scrolling back through the comments to see what I missed. So you're okay with slavery as long as you don't see it? No. Not sure what that has to do with anything. If someone could show me that something I purchased came from slavery, but to take your word for it, that just sounds like silliness, man. Not that you're not wrong. You might be right. I'm not saying that. Parochial school kids are great ahead of public school kids. Yeah, parochial schools actually do. They give you a better education and a less religious education. I know from experience, having fought the public schools, that the public school teachers will teach your kids Christianity if they're a Christian nationalist teacher. They won't even pretend about it, and the school district turns a blind eye and even supports their efforts in some ways. This slave-made Chinese hat is absolutely comfy. I'll tell you what, those kids do a good job making this hat. It's all cotton. It fits. One size fits all. It looks good on me. Looking fantastic, man. Kathy Field, thanks for joining. We're about at the end. A couple more minutes and I'm going to blast off. The time goes so fast when I'm with my friends. I absolutely love it, and appreciate the stimulating conversation. Pete Owens, he's here. D.H. Hayes, D. Hayes 98. Zombie Jesus, what's up, Zombie Jesus? No one's got you yet, right? I thought I saw you on The Walking Dead. Remember Jesus was on The Walking Dead, and then I think he turned into a zombie. The Whispers got him. I think that's when he died. So there was a zombie Jesus there. You have to take one in the head, right? Or else you're still going to be a zombie. So many American products come from slavery. Electronic are a mother lode. So what is your live stream schedule? We do this at Wednesdays at 8 Central and Sundays at 10:30 Central. That's 9 o'clock on the East Coast on Wednesdays and 11:30 a.m. for brunch on Sundays. And sometimes I throw in a different one. I've gone live on Friday with a couple of different people, but I'll announce those ahead of time if I do. But I try to stick to the schedule so that people can get used to it. Honestly, it's a mixed bag because then it's like, oh, an obligation, but honestly, I love it. I really love it. And I appreciate all you guys being here for it. And it's extremely gratifying. So thank you. I can't thank you enough. And if I missed you out there, Stormglider, what's up, dude? And I missed you with the toot, then I apologize. It's no slight. It's just because I can't read fast enough. And I get talking and I get blah, 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 and then I go and I can't stop. So that's how it goes. Boomers are the worst. The government convinced them they are the best. I'm this close to being Gen X. I am a boomer, according to most scales. I'm that old. It's hard to believe. What's parochial? I've never heard of it. Parochial is Catholic school. That just means Catholic schools. I literally found this account like an hour ago, and I love that. Thank you. I love you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Check out the vids, and I got some new limericks coming. I really do. There would have been one up by now, but I had a little bit of a glitch. And like I said, producer Jay has been around to help, so I'm going to count on my kids to help me film a couple of those. And please send me your limericks. Thank you to those of you who did. A couple of you sent limericks in the comments on the limericks, and I see them. And I actually used one, and it'll be coming out because I got a lot of limericks, but I like to hear your ideas. I like to hear other people's ideas. Even if it's just a nugget or a line or two lines, I'll finish them. I love getting an idea and running with it. It's easier than making the whole thing up myself. But do send me limericks if you can, and if you can film one, even better. And I will stitch it with Sir Hugo. But again, thanks all for joining. I'm going to blast off. It's been great being here with you. I would climb through the phone and make love to each one of you. Hit us up on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. I don't know what's up with the Discord, man. It disappeared. I don't know if we get catfished by someone and we started it with someone who we didn't really know, and maybe they kicked us off. I don't know, but the Discord link doesn't work, so sorry about that. We'll probably get back to getting it running again at some point. It's just so busy. All right, take it easy, guys. I love you all. I will see you next time. Thanks for joining on the tubes, you guys. I'm busting out of here.